Hello and welcome to PowerDrift. Today is a big day because this is not just the brand new Pulsar N250, it's also the first of a new generation of Pulsars. This platform will replace all the Pulsars that are on sale today.
अच्छा तो आप सब कुछ करोगे तो मैं क्या करूं, जॉब छोड़ दूं? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ride review of the all new Pulsars, and this is the motorcycle that you should be interested in, the F250, because it replaces the 220F. So while Shumi takes his afternoon nap, you and I, we both go for a ride.
The 220F is a bit of a legend. It came out in 2008, featuring a whole slew of technology from fuel injection to disc brakes. And it wore the mantle of the top Pulsar rather well, to the point where it's been hard for Bajaj to replace it with something else through the years. Sales have been steady and the expansion of the Pulsar line has not made a dent in its popularity. That also means that the F250 has to fit into the role and expectations that the 220F has created, rather than find a new position to take up in the motorcycle universe. And that means the F250 has a pretty interesting challenge ahead of it.
You see, because of the price point at which the F250 comes at, they wanted to keep the vibe and feel similar to the 220F, but you don't see any technological developments. Heck, it does not even get Bluetooth connectivity, but that's okay. You see, the 220F was the world's fastest Indian, but the F250 is made of mania.
Marketing that's light on meaning aside, there are real sweeping changes. You might spot numeric commonalities between the F250 engine and other current Pulsars. But Bajaj says the just over square 250cc engine is brand new with nothing share at all with the Dominar, the KTM 250s or anything else. A lot of work has gone into the engine's refinement, from the position and design of the counterbalancer to the offset crank. It's mounted more vertically than the 220's motor in the frame, and it's oil cooled, but with directed jets of oil rather than the previous splash style method. And it does add up.
There has never been a Pulsar that has been this effortless. Now, this effortless quotient is not just applicable to the motorcycle, but it's also applicable to the rider. Now, Bajaj is saying that 80% of the torque is available between 3000 to 7000 RPM. So it doesn't matter if you're in the second gear, third gear, fourth gear or fifth gear. Get on the gas and there is enough torque to take you forward. Overtaking is easy, and this overall is a really pleasant motorcycle to ride. And when you do happen to switch gears, there has never been a Pulsar that has been this slick, this effortless. Achievement unlocked. Of course, this is not the most refined motorcycle out there. This is a Pulsar. It needs to have character, and it has enough character to make you feel that there's a motorcycle running, there's an engine humming, but that's about it.
Bajaj did choose a 5-speed gearbox, and honestly, it doesn't get in your way even when you're on the highway cruising at 80 to 90 kilometers per hour. That engine goes into a new frame, which is a diamond style frame in tubular steel. Suspension is 37mm forks up front and a preload adjustable monoshock at the back. The surprise is how light this 164 kilo motorcycle feels in corners. It's almost weightless in side-to-side transitions, and it only slightly shows signs of instability at 120 km per hour plus cornering speeds, which we only saw on Bajaj's test tracks.
You will scrape a foot peg here or there though.
There are motorcycles that are a lot more confident in cornering than the F250 for sure, but this is pretty decent in the corners, if not good. But there is one aspect of the dynamics that will surprise.
As far as ride quality goes, I'm shocked. I'm shocked because this is unbelievably good. You know, for the average Indian who's going to use the F250 for riding in the city, this is a whole nother level, and I promise you, you are going to be very, very happy. When we rode it at the racetrack as well, its ability to handle corners, to form a connection with the chassis, I am telling you, I am completely blown away. You know, Bajaj weren't kidding when they said that they have set a new standard by bringing in a new platform, a new architecture. They weren't kidding. And I honestly don't know how it will compare to competition. But just for the Pulsar, this is so good.
The brakes, new from Grimeca, a European brand now owned by Endurance, who also make the new 1 kilo lighter wheels, and the suspension units are pretty good too. The bite is nice and the Pulsar stops well. But other testers did note some inconsistency in feel. The MRF zappers feel familiar and competent, but the F250 definitely doesn't enjoy the benefit of the best possible tyres to the market, to be sure. All that is wrapped up in a new design that looks modern. The fairing and the side panels can look a bit busy with the textured inlay panels, but the plastics are higher quality. The seat material looks nice. But the Pulsar-ness that we associate with that unique tank shape has now been consigned to history for sure.
The build quality on the F250 is really nice, but the finish levels, not so much. Point to note, this is a pre-production motorcycle and Bajaj have promised us that all of these issues are going to be sorted. But I really wish we got the final product because new engine, new motorcycle, new platform, new design. Anyway, talking about styling, you see the 220F has a very distinct style and so has the NS200. Now when you look at the F250 in flesh, you will realize that there has been some inspiration that has been taken in the form of projector headlamp or even the wolf eyes. But when you look at this in flesh, this is an all new design. Do I like it? Maybe not as much. But what about you? Let me know in the comment section below. And finally, time to sum it up. So at rupees 1,40,000,
Bro, you're not forgetting anything, right? Like a whole another motorcycle. Maybe Varun needed a nap a lot more than I did, because this is the naked Pulsar. This is also a 250. It's a very close sibling to the 250F, and obviously F is for fairing, N is for Nangu, I mean naked, and N is also for nap, and I'm feeling really fresh. So I'm hoping that while I was sleeping, Varun has told you everything about the F, and all of that applies to the N, because physically, in hardware terms, this is exactly the same motorcycle as that one. The difference is you've got a tubular handlebar instead of clip-ons, and you've got this little fairing with the same headlight configuration, all of those things. The lack of a fairing does change a few things. These Pulsars boast a near 50-50 weight distribution now, but the N250 has just a smidge less weight on the front tyre, which makes it feel a little more flighty than the F250. Not a deal breaker, but certainly a little less composed at higher speeds in the corners. The other thing is the new bezel-less dash, which you notice more because it isn't sitting surrounded by plastics on the N. Oddly enough, the N has the sportier seating position because the bars are lower than the F's clip-ons. The foot pegs are very low, I must point out, which makes it commuter-friendly but also makes the ergos hard to classify as sporty or not. In performance terms, the F has the advantage in top speed because of the fairing. The N250 is 2 kilos lighter than the F and is also 2,000 rupees less, so that's 1,38,000 rupees ex-showroom, available from roughly 10th of November in showrooms all over the country. What I have to say is that this kind of Pulsar has never been seen before. This kind of effortlessness, the smoothness with which they run, the right quality, Bajaj have really knocked this out of the park. These are good Pulsars. However, if the 220 meant the tech and performance leader to you, the F and the N250s will feel harder to explain, because they're designed to fit into the brand Pulsar a lot more than they're designed to stand out. That, strangely enough, bothers me quite a bit. But the conservative approach to the specification, this is a good engine, but a basic engine, for example, also allows Bajaj to tick the other Pulsar box. And if you think about the pricing, it's really sweet too, because the Gixxer, 40,000 rupees more. The FZ, which had a price correction, is now roughly the same price. But if I had to pick between the FZ and these Pulsars, I think these are doing far better. So, by the Pulsar standard, amazing motorcycle. By the standard of the market, I think we still need to figure out where the Pulsars slot in, but I think it will be very near the top. And for that reason, I would say new generation Pulsars, bring them on, and the next 18-24 months are going to be a lot of fun. If you're wondering where Varun Painter is, he told me he will see me later because he's going for a nap. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm done here. Thank you so much for watching. Do hit the 4 buttons we love you to hit. Subscribe, the bell notification icon, the like button, and please do show your friends this video. Thank you so much for watching.
मैं यही हूँ, मैं किधर सोया नहीं हूँ, मैं यही हूँ।
Sound check. What you gonna do when they sound check you?